Hey, what's up guys? Today I'll be doing a review on the Cleto Reyes cheek protector style headgear. So stay tuned. Hey guys, Carlo here, and today I'm doing a review on the Cleto Reyes cheek protector style headgear. This retails for $155. Got mine in the blue colorway, in medium. You can also get this in white, red, black, or yellow, as well as small or large. So you can get it in 3 different sizes, as well as multiple different colorways. It is made of full, genuine leather construction, handcrafted in Mexico, like all authentic Cleto Reyes products. It weighs it at roughly about 16.5 ounces. So it's a little bit heavier for a cheek protector style headgear, especially considered, comparing it to like the winning FG 2900. But you're also getting a trade-off in the fact that it is a genuine leather product, so you're gonna incur a little bit more weight when it comes to that. Surprisingly, this is gonna be the first review I've done on a Cleto Reyes headgear. I actually had their face saver in black maybe about 7 or 8 years ago, and I wore it once or twice in sparring, and I got beat up pretty bad. It moved around a little bit too much because I was sweating, and after that I ended up selling that face saver. And unfortunately, I didn't get to do a review on it at the time. At that time, I wasn't as active on YouTube as I am now as far as making videos. So I didn't get to make a review on that, and I've been wanting to do a review on the Reyes headgear, so I finally got this one. And surprisingly, it performs a lot better than it initially feels. When you first put this headgear on, it feels a little bit tight, uncomfortable. It's kind of a very stiff headgear because of the leather. So your first impression is like, oh man, I might have made a mistake. It feels really, really awkward. It's really hard. You feel like you have some pressure points, which we'll go over here in a second. But once it breaks in, it's actually very comfortable. The leather on here, looking at it, has kind of a satin look to it. You do have the Reyes patch on the front with the sizing tag right underneath it. The foam that's in here is latex foam. That's what it's comprised of throughout the entire headgear. You do have the cheek protectors on the front. They're not like the Japanese style or the winning inspired cheek protectors, but you have that extra raised lip that's a little bit thicker on the tabs at the end, or the wings if you want to call it. This is just a standard cheek protector style headgear. Thickness wise, I say you're looking at about maybe an inch and a half in thickness throughout the entire headgear. So you have about an inch and a half there, about an inch and a half on the forehead. The density of the padding, I'd say, is medium to firm. It's not extremely soft, but it's not rock solid either. I'd say it's on the firm side. Definitely good for giving you a good enough support and protection. You'll also notice that the crown of the headgear is laced. So you have the laces that are actually going through on the holes right here on the crown. You also have the lace loop connectors that are all made out of leather as well. You have this nice premium quality lace that's in black. It's flat with the plastic tips. And right here on the crown, you also have that Cleto Reyes authenticity tag. And there's also an embossment in here. There it is. So just like their gloves, Reyes on all authentic gear will actually brand the equipment. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a branding right there that says Reyes, and actually has a serial number that's branded into the leather. So just to show you that you guys got an authentic piece of Reyes gear and not a fake. So you have that. Coming down, you'll notice that this chin strap is a standard belt buckle style. So the strap itself is made of leather, and you have the holes in there. On the opposite side, you do have this metal belt buckle with a metal rivet that holds it in place. I'm not a huge fan of this. I wish they would go with something a little bit more convenient with the quick clip. But I also see I guess you can make a case for going with kind of that rugged, old school feel with the belt buckle. Because back in the day, headgear, that's all they had was just leather as well as a belt buckle. You didn't really start seeing the Velcro closures and the quick clips till I'd say in the last 20 years or so, maybe a little bit more than that, 20, 25 years is when you started seeing kind of an evolution with the chin strap. But all of the old school headgears just had this standard leather belt buckle system. So, you know, Reyes, they're very traditional in the way they make their equipment, so they still stick with it. So I guess from a convenience standpoint, it's a little bit harder because you can't put it on as quick, but I mean, it is what it is. It's kind of that old school look and feel. You also have this leather flap with the cutout tab, and that basically is where the belt right here will go into, so it doesn't just flop around when you wear it. Coming to the back, you have the horizontal adjustment using the Velcro strap. I'm not a big fan of that. I wish they would use laces, but to be honest with you, it does a decent job. Once you pre-fit it, so when you initially get this headgear and you put it on, the best thing to do is to loosen up the top, the crown, which is going to be the depth on which it sits on your head, how deep it goes down your head. And then obviously the horizontal basically is going to be the width, the circumference around your head. So I already adjusted mine to the size of my head, but you might have to play around with that a little bit. Again, I wish this was lace up just because I feel like you get more of a custom, more snug fit. But again, that's something for a later conversation. Maybe they'll end up making a version of that. Coming to the ear donuts, the donuts themselves are about 1 inch in thickness. Again, same latex foam. You'll notice that there is no crossbar on this, and it is a really big ear donut, like the old school style of headgear. If you've ever seen Grant headgear, you'll notice that they have this larger style, Mexican style headgears with this larger donut, which essentially accommodates ears of all sizes. So if you have big ears, then that's the whole premise of this. You don't have to worry about the actual donut smashing down on your cartilage, on your ear. It's big enough to where it sits inside that little window. So you have that on both sides. The inside, there is no liner. It's the same leather that's on the exterior. So you're essentially using the same kind of leather throughout the headgear. The only downside to this, the only drawback, is that it has a tendency to want to slip around. So you have to really make sure that this headgear is placed on your head very snug. Otherwise, it might end up slipping around once you start to sweat. So let's go ahead and put this headgear on and show you guys how it fits and kind of give you guys my take on how it feels. So when you initially get this headgear and you put it on, at least for myself, it feels really stiff. The leather feels really stiff right off the bat, especially if you compare it to some of the other more softer headgears like the Phenom, the Ringside, even the Winning. It just feels really comfortable right off the bat. With this one, it does feel stiff when you first get it. And that honestly will go away. This headgear definitely breaks in very nicely. So the combination of me getting, hit in the face, sweating, putting it in my gym bag, and stuff's laying on top of it, just kind of shifting it around and kind of pushing it against it over time has really kind of softened it up, to be honest with you, and it's really comfortable. Surprisingly, there's really no pressure points along my forehead, on my temple. And let me go ahead and put the cheek protectors on with the buckle. This is the part I was telling you about that would be nice if you had a quick clip system, because right here you're kind of looking for the hole to where you can put and over time you're gonna use the same one. If it's gonna be just your headgear that you're using by yourself, then you might punch the hole out and you'll go straight to the hole that you're looking for. So it goes right there, and then from there, this one goes through this that tab. So it basically keeps this belt from dropping all over the place. So anyhow, the sizing is perfect. You can see the cheek protectors barely graze my nostrils, but gives you enough clearance to really protect your cheeks and this lower portion of your cheekbone. I'd say the vision on this is pretty good. I feel that I'm a little bit more limited on my vertical vision. So looking up, you could definitely see this portion of the headgear. The peripheral, I can also see these outside edges, but you're also kind of doing a trade-off so that the window here is not so large where a glove can actually fit into it and actually make physical contact with your face. So you're kind of getting a trade-off with that. The vision is pretty good. Not as good as like the 2900 from Winning or even the Ringside, but it's pretty good. I'd say maybe 1/4 of an inch lower in terms of the height of it dropping down in front of your eyes. I'm trying to explain it the best way I can, but it does its job. It's good enough. The cheek protector, as you can see, is thick enough to where standing from the side view, I have a large nose, so it does a pretty good job of bracing my face for impact. If you do take a straight shot to the face, you still will get contact to your nose. So if you're somebody that can't take a hit to the nose, you have a broken nose or whatever it may be, and you can't afford to have that, then you definitely should invest in a face saver. This is not going to protect you from getting hit the cheeks. I mean, it'll help reduce the brunt of the punch, but it won't take it away completely. You still get hit in the nose. The chin strap is actually in a perfect spot. So location wise, it's not too far down on my throat. It's actually right where it needs to be. And it's not uncomfortable. Regardless of the position, your head down, up, rotating, feels really good. The side ear donuts, you can see my ear fits perfectly inside. So the placement's perfect. If you take a hook to the side of your head, the only thing is that there's no like eardrum pad that goes across right here. So just depending on how hard you get hit, the only thing is your ear is a little bit more exposed, your cartilage is more exposed because of the size of the opening. So if you ever gotten hit in your ear on the cartilage, then it'll start to hurt. You get bruised up, and you know the MMA fighters know this more than anything, especially wrestlers. That's why they wear those caps over the ears that you end up getting cauliflower ears. So it would have been nice if they had something to kind of put the bar over. That way you don't get any kind of contact whatsoever. Although the glove should be larger, and this ring right here, this donut, should prevent most of the impact from landing on your ear. Coming to the back, you can see it has a really good tapered neck. So you have full rotation right there. The Velcro strap does its job. I wish it was lace up. I know I mentioned that already. This side of the head, the donut looks good too. And overall, I mean, I have no pressure points right here, nothing on my temple, nothing on my cheeks, nothing around my ears. So the comfort is definitely there. If you do sweat a lot like I do, you will get a little bit shifting around. So you might find yourself moving the headgear a little bit more than others that might have like a microfiber or a suede liner. But again, that's just kind of the trade-off with this. The trade-off with the suede liners is oftentimes those end up smelling a lot quicker because they soak up all of that moisture and bacteria. Where the leather, you can just wipe it out and it dries out really quickly because there's nowhere for the actual water to soak into because the leather will pretty much repel it for the most part. But overall, a really high quality headgear, surprisingly comfortable once you break it in. It might take a little bit of time. So if you're looking for a really good high quality Mexican style cheek protector headgear, I definitely would recommend this for $155. I think it's a good deal, great quality. It should last you years. The only, I say, complaints is it's a little bit on the heavier side. I don't really mind it. I don't even think about it, to be honest with you. The eardrum, your ear cartilage is kind of exposed. If you have big Dumbo ears like I do, and you take a hook or you take a shot, maybe you're like slipping in somewhere and he comes with a chopping right hand, you could get kind of a busted up earlobe and your cartilage might get hit. But other than that, I really have grown to loving this headgear, to be honest with you. It's starting to get more comfortable, and the more I get more rounds in with this, I'm sure it's gonna break it even more softer and more comfortably. So if you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you guys leave them down below in the comments box. I'll put the link in the description box where you can find this Cleto Reyes cheek protector style headgear. And I'll see you guys later. Take care.